Hello everyone, I'm Alex Davies-Jones and I'm so sorry that I can't be with you in person today, but I wanted to record a short video to add my voice as you mark White Ribbon Day and the 16 days of activism against violence against women and girls. Now, as the Minister for Victims and Tackling Violence Against Women and Girls, serving in a government elected on a landmark pledge to halve the levels of violence against women and girls over the next decade, I know that this campaign is crucial. But I'm also a mother to 3 boys, and that is not just another cause for me. This is my driving mission. It's deeply personal. What makes White Ribbon Day so important is that it is led by men and boys themselves, because any serious effort to tackle Vogue needs to address the root causes of violence against women. It needs to address harmful attitudes and behaviours, it needs to debunk those damaging gender norms, and it needs to challenge that so-called toxic masculinity. That includes in the murky online world where degrading content, online pornography and misogynistic influencers are available to young people at just the click of a button. For us in government, of course, we need to make sure that our laws keep up with that rapid change in technology. Of course, we need to make sure that we can police and punish any wrongdoing. And of course, we need to make sure that victims can see justice actually being done. But prevention is always better than cure. So the best approach is to stop these crimes from happening or escalating in the first place. We need to step in before damaging attitudes become dangerous behaviours. And to do that, we need men and boys. We need to involve them, we need to educate them, and we need to bring them with us. To do that, boys need positive male role models. They need the support and space to express themselves in a healthy way. They need to understand the importance of respectful relationships and affirmative consent. They need to know that harm, that violence and abuse, but also so-called banter, all of these things that it can cause. They need to have the tools to resist malign influences both online and in real life. Because without any of that, then they will be left to fend for themselves against the real predators who tell them it's okay to treat women as objects, that it's okay to hit us, to abuse us, to harass us, that we're inferior, that we're not worthy of their respect, and that they must hide their true selves, their vulnerabilities and their kindness in order to be real men. I want better than that for my boys. I want better than that for all boys. But sadly, we've got a hell of a lot of work to do. All of you involved in the youth justice team, you know all of that only too well because you see it day in, day out. Last year, there was an annual increase of 47% in proven sexual offences by children. The growing trend of children committing acts of violence against women and girls is deeply troubling. No parent wants to imagine their son doing something so horrific. So, we need to do more to prevent violent behaviours, but we also need to do more to rehabilitate those who actually carry these behaviours out. That means empowering our youth offending teams to address the causes, meeting the needs of boys involved and preventing them from reoffending and escalating in their crimes. And we need to protect victims, to make sure that they do not suffer in silence and that they can access justice. But also, I want to make sure that they don't get mixed up in crime themselves. We know that there is an overlap between being a victim and then becoming an offender. So we also need to provide effective support to girls to prevent them from entering the youth justice system, because that is just heaping cruelty upon cruelty. It is a vicious cycle that we must break. And as a minister, I am determined to play my part. The government will soon be publishing its strategy on how we tackle violence against women and girls. It will set out the tools that we will use to target offenders and to address the root causes of abuse and violence, because prevention is fundamental to this government's approach to tackling violence against women and girls. That is why we are working on a truly cross-government approach, bringing together the police, the justice system, health, education, and many more to deliver a unified strategy. But even that's not enough, because government cannot do this alone. We need all of you too. We will work alongside everyone, striving to address misogyny and the violence that it causes, especially with our young boys. So let me finish by thanking all of you for joining in this important work, for all of your engagement, all of your support in helping to develop our strategy. And most importantly, thank you for every single thing you do for our boys every single day. Together, we will help them to become better men and put an end to violence against women and girls.